All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My Hero Academia, Season 3, Episode 22. Okay,
right.
So the provisional license exam has ended.
The results have been shown, but not shown.
Yes, exactly. We need to know the results. I think it's pretty obvious at this point that Inasa and Todoroki are going to fail. The question is, if anyone does fail, who are they? Do they matter in the story?
Yeah.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But the main two being them, I think is good because it subverts the power fantasy aspect of My Hero Academia by saying, just because you have a strong quirk, it doesn't mean you're necessarily going to get everything happening to you in life. But also shows that they have the potential to be great heroes because they came around with each other and ended up working together.
Sure.
And Gang Orca did notice that.
And then, of course, there's also the fact that no one else, like literally no one else, had anything shown that was like wrong that would really deserve
we had like little moments where they were like minus points, you know.
Right. But if that was all it was,
right.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see on that. Yeah. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of story left because we've got 4 episodes, including this one. So, like.
Maybe then totally not Toga will do something.
That's true. That's true. We still have to kind of figure out why she was here. Yeah. But I'm excited, guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Ah, yes. Okay. A lot of people passed. Oh, yeah. They're both... Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're a provisional hero, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good thing to have before the opening, you know?
But I think that was the first time they didn't do the traditional, I want to be the greatest hero.
Oh, you're right.
Type thing.
One and only. I would really love actually some slice of life stuff post-exam for them to kind of talk about like, okay, what does this mean now?
Well,
like,
slice of life would always be a good idea, I feel like, for MHA.
Because it's more opportunity for just kind of character moments, quieter moments, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. I love Inasa though. Like, I get that his motivation wasn't as strong as maybe I hoped it would be, but it's something where I love that type of character in a show like this. Make my story.
Meanwhile, I just want to figure out why exactly they have Invisible Girl be at the front of all the people at the end.
It's because she's not blocking anyone.
Well, right. But is there something else to it?
Yes, she's got Midoriya in the palm of her hands. Okay, and this is what they need to do. They need to focus on Bakugo and Deku. Have that be the final bit of this this season. That would be perfect. Minetta's just like, why am I here?
Why are we still here?
And of course, Ioma being fabulous. Oh, Minetta, good job for passing. Yeah. Merci. Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, Bakugo failed.
Wow.
Yeah, these two.
Bakugo is the other one that it would make sense for.
But like, how is he going to like process that?
Oh, I think there's some very specific ways he'll try to process it. He's gonna do a bow apology.
Yeah. Yes! Oh! Well done, Inasa! Oh, go in! that's good. That's good. Being self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it wasn't 100% any of their... Oh my god, Mineta.
Wow.
Oh my god, please. No.
Oh boy.
No.
Yes, thank you, Ida.
Thank you, Ida. When he had the spotlight on, I was like, yes, Mineta, that's good. But then the minute he like put his hand on his shoulder, I was like, nope, you back up. Oh, cool.
All right, sweet.
Like maybe a things you can work on kind
Exactly,
of
yeah.
stuff. Oh.
Mm-hmm. And for what?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
'94. Very nice. Very nice. That's a very solid, just kind of swipe. Gotcha. Yes, this is
also
good.
a clever way of basically showing what the characters did wrong, even if it wasn't brought up in the episode, you know?
Yeah. Oh. Huh. That is interesting.
Cool.
This is probably very important for a future story coming
Right.
up. Ah, that's true. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yep.
Yeah. Impudent.
Notice that they haven't shown not Toga yet.
Yeah, I know, seriously. Fledglings.
Yep. All right, cool.
Good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Whoa.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why they
Gotcha.
kept them around. Gotcha. Gotcha. So on
Alright.
some level...
Cool. All right.
That's genius. Your exam in April.
That is my new favorite look for Ida.
Yes,
just
yes,
standing there smiling.
Smooshing Mineta face, you know? I want to remind you, bring that up, that test thing in the discussion. Oh, his license! Oh, of course he's crying. Yes.
Is that anything new, though? Like,
Yeah. And now it's real. Oh,
Yep.
yes, yes. This takes me back. Yes, of course. Oh, I missed joke. Ah, yes!
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be. Merci. Indeed. A very wholesome boy in his ridiculousness. Oh, wait, no.
Yep.
Yeah, good. There is no student. Oh, okay, so she's real. Of course she did. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty obvious. Oh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'll bet with a quirk like that.
Did she get more blood?
Yeah. Oh, crap.
Boy.
Oh, crap. Wow. Okay. Ingesting the blood.
Cool.
Okay. So that's the vampire aspect.
Right.
Okay. Oh, Tartarus. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Whoa. Oh, yes.
Oh, boy.
See, you still gotta say, likes quirks. Come on, guys.
Exactly.
It's a missed
Come
opportunity. Oh, we're actually getting the conversation. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
They're
Where they
building
kept the
up
Titans.
this place, which means it's probably going to get assaulted at some point.
Yeah. Oh. I believe
fair.
it. Oh.
I mean,
Whoa. That seems like he's trying to just give him what he wants, you know?
Right. But that is a deflection.
Yeah. Wow. Whoa.
Cool.
That's a cool way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a shot.
Yeah. Oh, guys.
That is a shot.
This whole conversation is just dripping with stuff. Like, the music like paused for that interruption. Oh yeah, he's smart. Here we go. The people of the shadows. All right.
All Might's got a good poker face.
I mean, oh, which organization? We could see a lot of villains then.
That would be awesome.
Nice. I like that
Sweet.
too.
Uh-huh.
Whoa, the scenario I wrote. Wow. Yeah. It is going to be a bit of an identity crisis for all.
For sure.
Yeah. We've kind of been waiting for this since episode 11. It's really funny how he has this aspect of him that's so petty. Oh. That's a great response. I will not die. Oh my gosh. What?
Yeah, I mean, I get what he's saying.
Yeah. Oh.
Awesome.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. At some point, he's getting out. Oh. I just love that they have a prison island, though, like, specifically for it. It's very X-Men and just... Oh, yeah. Oh, he's so happy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Good. Slice of life stuff. Here we go. Oh, the bunny with...
Ooh.
Oh, yes. Oh, and he's baring his muscles.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. Okay. What? You know.
Now, what if this was actually a way for Toga to get him removed? That way she could take his place. It's probably not what it is,
No,
but...
I don't think so. I think this is a good character moment for them. Yeah. It's that stuff from the opening, remember? But
Oh, and Deku just
did, yep. Oh, they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight. Oh. Yeah, and Bakugo knows now.
Right.
So
he's put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, he put it together a while ago.
Right.
Like back with the All Might stuff. This voice acting. What the hell, huh? Yeah, he's got some frustration to vent here. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
He blames Deku.
No,
And he blames himself, but he also blames Deku.
Right.
Yep. Bakugo, you're so freaking smart.
I mean, at this point, it doesn't take much, you know?
No, it doesn't. But it's just showing that he had plenty of evidence.
Yeah.
This is such good build-up, guys. Oh my god.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep, he wouldn't answer, yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no point really lying now.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be so good.
Yep.
Like this is kind of what I've been waiting for Bakugo.
Right,
Like,
because it's the only way that he'll really be
grow.
able to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
He needs to get it all out of his system.
He needs to get it all out. And the thing is that this is such a good moment for them to bond over wanting to be like All Might.
Oh, yeah.
In some ways, you need to have this fight happen because Bakugo could probably beat Deku because Deku won't be trying to kill him or anything.
Sure, but
and he doesn't have someone he's trying to protect.
What is the definition of victory in this fight?
Exactly.
Exactly. It's really just a slugfest for Bakugo to be able to come to terms with what's happening.
Exactly. And in that matter, it doesn't matter who wins. It's about the fight happening. They both win as long as they're both willing to take their pride out of the situation.
Now here's the thing.
Okay.
There's 3 episodes left.
Yes, there are 3 episodes left. So this fight is going to have like at least 1 episode dedicated to it. But they could be post-episode stuff of just other things,
And if they wanted to, this is crazy, but they could end it on a cliffhanger and have them get nabbed during the fight.
Nabbed by who?
Villains.
Oh, I really don't like that. Oh my gosh. Cool. So many good things happen this episode.
It's been a long time coming. Both the reveal with Toga, the conversation between All Might and All for One, and the
Bakugo Deku confrontation.
By Bakugo, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so which do you want to tackle first? Let's just kind of go through the provisional license thing.
Sure.
So Inasa, Todoroki, and Bakugo failed.
Right. That's actually,
that was a fun twist.
Yeah. The Inasa and Todoroki. It's like, okay, yeah. But the Bakugo thing, it's like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because we've needed something like this to happen for a long time, and quite frankly, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner.
Well, this is a good field for it to happen on, because Bakugo was both acknowledged, and I want to talk about the genius aspect of having them kind of cheat the system by saying, like, well, you passed the first test, so you're going to be provisional license. You're probably going to get your provisional license.
Eventually, assuming, you put in all the work and stuff, but it might take a while.
Because that actually contributes as to what you were saying in the previous episode's discussion in talking about the value of what these two would mean for Hero Society, both Inasa and Todoroki, because they want as many good, strong heroes out there as possible. Right. And if they're going to hold them back on this little technicality of a rules thing, it's just shooting themselves in the foot.
Right. So, and it's something that needed to happen because, you can't ignore something like that. Exactly. You certainly don't want that to happen in the field.
Right.
But at the same time, you really do need them.
Yeah, you need as many as you can. So what I like is that they're doing it, they're trying to have their cake and eat it in a good way here, is that they're basically saying, Todoroki, for instance, we acknowledge that your quirk and your capacity to be a pro hero fighting in an instance like this is enough to get you past the first hurdle. Just because you had that, we are willing to invest in your future by having curriculum specifically built around building you up to be a proper provisional hero. I love that, because that's basically saying, we get it that the most of these people out here probably aren't going to be the people we want to be independent. They're not capable of handling themselves or what have you.
Yeah.
But we do know that there are going to be people coming in that will have the capacity for it in the future. But right at this moment in the test, they're not going to be there yet. So we're going to have people like Inasa, Bakugo, and Todoroki have to take just extra stuff.
I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't have more people fail. And I get that.
I think they're named characters.
Right, they are named characters. Yeah, totally makes sense. And again, from a narrative perspective, don't you know you never split the party. So, having for Bakugo, Inasa, and Todoroki, they have character building, story, reasons why this will be good for them, right?
Yes.
Whereas if it were people where it's just like, hey, you're like, you just weren't very good, or something like that. Like we're not sure if you're really cut out for this. You might have gotten through the previous test by, luck or something like that.
Yeah.
That I understand them not wanting to do that, because that's basically just removing characters needlessly.
Right, but if they never introduce those characters, then they can just introduce them anyways. I mean, they can remove them anyway, so it's no big deal.
I was more just thinking of like Class 1A, just because it's like, okay, yeah, like I kind of want to see attrition on the class.
Sure.
Just because of, like 20 people, you'd think some would end up not going the whole distance. Even though selfishly, I will wish that it's Mineta to my dying breath.
I knew you were going to say that.
But,
I still think his quirk is actually so busted that you kind of need to have him have a cool moment in the future where he's a great pro hero. And in some ways, his problem, he has a problem. His problem is one that might just go away with age. Sure. Like, he might just grow out of it.
Possibly.
The thing is, though, is that Bakugo's, his problems, he might not grow out of it. He might need things like this, fight.
Well, and with something like, say, for instance, that's not really a problem that would most of the time get in the way of his actual hero work.
Exactly. And Todoroki's, his is something that's really layered and complex, so it could get in the way of his hero work.
Sure.
Especially since the main pro hero of Hero Society right now is that person related to all of his complicated backstory.
That those issues could be exacerbated a bit in the future.
Yeah. And I think in some ways they almost are definitely going to be, because I could see some really good opportunity for resolving it with having Endeavor being on the front stage of things.
Yeah.
And that makes the stakes for these kinds of story resolutions be that much more important.
Right.
Okay, so the provisional license exam, it's over.
Yep.
It's done. I think it was a difficult thing for them probably to adapt from the manga to the anime, because it's not as like brimming with story potential and stuff.
It's just something where, like, coming off of what came prior,
yes,
it's not going to feel as hype. Like, there's just no way around that.
Yeah. And also, the last time they did something like this, it was the tournament arc, which was handled, I'd say, pacing wise, a little bit better. Oh no, it's like the perfect tournament arc, but it's also just a little bit more refined, because it's bringing in character development stuff. That was just way better.
Because it was doing a one-on-one style thing. They could give characters the proper focus to develop them and things like that. Whereas in this, the best we could really go for is with, say, like, basically Todoroki and Inasa, or
Momo.
Momo. That was a good one. But why am I spacing on his name? Naval Laser Guy.
Ioma.
Yes.
Ioma.
Yes. Things like that, which are great.
Yeah. And then we had the whole little Kami development, which kind of put a little bit of like, ooh, wait, what's not Toga doing here? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
which, okay, let's briefly talk about that.
Yeah.
So Toga confirmed. I mean, it wasn't obvious from the get-go, but it was like, oh, they're laying it on pretty thick, pretty immediately. But like within an episode of her being present in the story, it was pretty obvious. But now we know exactly what her quirk is. When she ingests blood, and this is the thing, there was not a volume limitation made present in the little present mic narration.
As far as we know, though, it's that she transforms when she ingests the blood.
Yes.
So in order to transform into someone multiple times,
she would need more blood.
So
I think it's then a duration equal to some volume of blood.
Or just number of transformations,
Oh, true. So the act of ingesting...
It allows her to do
it.
Goop thing.
And then when does it turn off? Whenever she just wants to? That would probably be the ultimate evolution of her quirk, is that once she's ingested... Unless she wants to,
but the thing is that can
forever.
Be very limiting if you're not wanting to do like a super deep cover type operation.
That's true. You would want that flexibility to shift back and forth.
Exactly, and you don't get their quirks. So if she did turn into, say, Deku, like in the same way that she turned into Uraraka, it's like, okay, cool, but some interesting things are going to start happening.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to bring up something that I feel like Deku's blood means more than just Toga is Deku is known by All for One, at least, to be the next holder of One for All.
Yep.
I think then it is a very, very easy stretch of the imagination to say that Shigaraki suspects Deku.
Sure.
Now, here's the other thing. That scientist guy that was with the doctor or whatever, that was with All for One, was never apprehended. So, who's to say that all he needs, the reason why Toga was there,
is to
just
get Deku's blood so that they can confirm.
They can confirm that, yes, this is the One for All
probably
holder now. And if that happens, we're in some deep kimchi here.
And especially if Toga is able, because at that point, what they'd be wanting to do is they'd be wanting to target Deku, right? One of the potential issues, though,
or targeting people close to him.
Either one works.
It's the Jedi approach.
Yeah. But if they did manage to somehow get Deku, the real issue is that if Toga then basically just ingests Deku's blood and does a swap like she did with the other girl,
right?
Then, I mean, I would think they would want to kill Deku, but, villain monologuing and all that stuff, they might not right away, and other people wouldn't necessarily realize because Deku would essentially still be at the school.
I'm confused. What are you talking about?
Well, okay, so basically, once they find out that Deku has One for All, what are they going? What are the immediate things that they're going to do?
We just said they either target him or they target the people close to him.
Right. Yeah. So, and if it's something where it's targeting him specifically to kill him, then we kind of know it's gonna fail.
I wouldn't think they would try to kill him. I think they would try to essentially destroy him. It's the Batman approach where you target him for the purpose of just figuring out maybe what are the kinds of things that we will end up coming up against when we target Deku. Do we come up against specifically like Ida, Uraraka, and Todoroki? Do we bring All Might out into the forefront again? Do we even have to worry about Deku as a threat yet? Right. No, seriously, Deku is a serious problem. Like, he's mastering One for All at a rapid rate, and eventually he will be an All Might replacement. And we need to get him now before that happens, you know.
And here's something actually that they could do that would be even more terrifying than any kind of like sabotage with Deku or whatever. They just do an assassination mission against All Might. Toga being Deku.
Okay.
So,
I like it.
So, because, All Might will, have his guard down because, it's Deku, right?
Right.
She could either lead him somewhere where he is able to get grabbed, just kill him herself, potentially.
That's the thing I think that's tricky, is that she's going to need to get into Deku's head before she ends up doing something like that.
Right.
Because she doesn't actually know how to mimic Deku yet.
She didn't even know how to mimic the other girl.
No, so I feel like Toga needs to play it safe, play it cool, and maybe go on a little bit more of a spying mission and just try to position herself in a spot where she can be close to Deku again and just be in deep cover for a long time. And always hold on to that bit of blood, keep that in a safe, locked away somewhere, never touch it.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, now it's time. Now I can impersonate Deku. And then they see what kind of damage they can do. Or this is the other thing, they keep the blood around for a long time till they've long forgotten about that whole thing. Then it's like, okay, Deku is now a symbol of Hero Society.
We're going to ruin him
by utilizing his form, doing horrible things. Exactly.
Yeah. And in a world of quirks, you would think they would run into things like that beforehand, but,
what did they say about, what was his name? We haven't seen him in a long way. Kurogiri. The Warp Gate, they're like, that is an exceptionally rare quirk.
Right.
Like, no one really has quirks like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think that that's something that is a thing, is that there are a lot of quirks out there.
That are just really rare.
Well, no, I'm meaning that there are a lot of quirks out there, but, like, almost no one has, like, basically the kind of quirks that warp reality. Like basically OP quirks,
Well, right, but you have to define what warping reality is, because they all do in some way.
I agree. I'm talking about like the
space-time stuff. Absolutely.
The thing about Toga is I think that hers is actually a lot more common.
Right, I would think so too.
But the thing is what all it has to be is, let's say that they have some, they usually, those kinds of quirks usually have some kind of tell. Like, it's very easy to just scan them and you go, oh, well, no, it's actually wrong. And then Toga's, it's like, no, Toga's is perfect. Like, Toga's just breaks the sensors or something like that.
Sure.
Like,
they could come up with things like that.
Yeah. Like, I think that's what the dorms are actually meant to be, is the dorms are supposed to be this perfect technology, villain-proof area. And Toga will probably at some point just walk into the dorms wearing someone else's form.
Yeah. And
it will scan her and be like, yep, that's Ida, or that's Uraraka.
Because, again, it's... Right. Normally they wouldn't be able to tell anyways, but it's like, oh yeah, this seems to be the person. Cool, the person is here. And if they don't see a duplicate, then that's fine. And that's why, the case, the Kami person or whoever she had, taken the form of, she's probably dead somewhere. Like...
Yeah, that sucks.
Like, that's probably what it is.
Like Toga. Toga's ruthless if that's the case, because there's something that I think that because we're in a superhero, supervillain world, we keep forgetting that they're kids. And if Toga is literally killing people at age 15 or 16...
they did say that in her introduction. That
she was related to a lot of blood loss, crimes, but not murders. They never said the word murders.
They weren't. The people weren't actually dead.
They never said whether or not they were dead.
Okay.
If you go back and look, remember, because I did my Toga investigation like way back when.
Gotcha. I thought for sure they said that people died from blood loss.
No, they said that there were a lot of blood loss related injuries or crimes. It was the word injury. I believe it was crimes.
Gotcha.
Or they even just said incidents. And I think what it more was that like people were like put in the hospital because they just she just drained their arm of blood or something.
Yeah.
Or she like attached them to something and they like got away. But it's like they got away and they're traumatized.
Right. Well, yeah.
Like
but then
kids,
it's like, what about the
something?
people that don't get away? Because
I'm sure there are people that are dead.
If she only turns into people that have basically reported a blood loss crime, then it's like, does that leave a trail? No, not at all.
Also, just because she's been accounted for this many, that doesn't mean that's the only one. All you have to do is have some unaccounted ones out there.
Yeah.
So I think it's easy to assume that she has killed people.
Right.
But because I think she's good, I think that's why none of the things that they mentioned were called murders.
Because they just never found the bodies.
All the murders,
right,
she's gotten away with.
Yeah. She Heisenberged the bodies and
oh my gosh.
And because otherwise, what's the point? If you have the blood, but the person's reported dead, you can't turn into them, right?
Well, also like. If you have the time and ability to drain someone of blood, there's a lot of other things you can do to a human body.
Oh yeah.
So Also, if she's getting backed by the League of Villains, she probably has access to equipment or to just people with quirks.
Yep.
Like, who's to say like she hasn't been like bringing the bodies to some buddy of hers with a quirk that's basically a an acid creator of some kind.
Or something even simpler. She brings them to Kurogiri, and Kurogiri sends them into space.
Kurogiri needs to have, I think, seen or been in the...
I don't think so, because otherwise that would throw a whole lot of holes in pretty much everything that he does.
No, because remember how he was like, I need to know where they are.
That
was why he couldn't get the Nomu back.
Right, he needs to know where they are, but that doesn't mean he has to have been there.
Okay.
Because otherwise, like the USJ, like, I don't think he ever went into USJ.
Get photos?
Okay, you get a photo of space. You get a photo of Mars.
You're right. Okay, guys, this is just one of my dumb theories that I'm just going to bring back up. Someone straight up made up fan art of this, and it was so amazing. It's just the idea that Kurogiri, on his off time, is a world-traveling photographer, and he goes around and he takes photos of places that like he wants to portal to at some point,
like Jumper type,
like Jumper, exactly. Yeah. It's an okay movie, but I just love that headcanon of mine. Okay, so we're getting a little off track. Toga has made her move. She has Deku's blood,
right?
But like she made a clean getaway.
Yes,
that's important. Is that Deku is not even really suspicious at this point. Like all he is basically like, that's weird. Kami must have had like, some special training or something.
Maybe, but
it's in the back of his head, though.
Right. Well,
he hasn't forgotten it.
Right, he hasn't forgotten it, and especially, this is actually where the other students will be able to do more for this than Deku, is because...
Shiketsu?
Yeah, because if Kami was killed, right, or is held captive or whatever, is removed from the picture because they don't want duplicates showing up,
right,
then now that Toga has dropped the disguise, they're just going to be like, she disappeared.
Kami disappeared?
Right. Because now they'll actually know where is she, right? And at that point, it's like, wait, you talked to her and she was saying weird stuff and now she's gone? This seems sketchy,
Right, but they might not know that it was previously when the incident potentially with Kami happened. It'll be like, Kami went home. Kami never made it home. And then it's oh no, she was ambushed by a villain or something along the way.
Yeah.
And then there will be this that'll be the thing, is that like a month or two later, there will be this missing child kind of thing on a telephone pole, and Deku will be like, wait, that's Kami.
Well, and if the students ever tell him, like, wait, Deku, she was acting strange, what kind of, like, because we noticed that she was acting strange or whatever, what exactly was going on and stuff.
It's like, she was using her quirk to change into Uraraka. It's like, that's not Kami's quirk.
Yeah, or, she was naked and didn't have a transponder on her body. Yeah. I mean, Deku probably wasn't looking closely.
I still think, though, that Shiketsu will probably be out of the story for the most part, because they're from a different region.
Exactly.
Except for the fact that
Inasa
will be going to the
Todoroki,
Bakugo
right.
Tests and stuff there. Okay, so
Bakugo.
Freaking Bakugo. So Bakugo failed the provisional license exam.
Yes.
He has officially been surpassed in the studies, the school side of things by Deku. And it's something where, on some level, he had already maybe felt that this had happened since not only the tournament arc, but from the 2v2s. And that's why he brought Deku back here.
Sure, yep.
But the thing is that this is also when Bakugo started to change. When Bakugo had his moment talking with Deku after the 2v2s, and he was like, I'm gonna surpass you, I'm gonna be the best, basically he declaring his promise to this. That was kind of the start of Bakugo's arc, I would say. Because up until that point, he was just an asshole. He was just a bully. And Deku was kind of done with him, just tired of this guy. And now and here we are. Here we are.
And okay, so
what's on your mind?
So the way Bakugo confronted him, Bakugo's a very angry individual. Totally get that. Makes sense, right? He wants to fight him. I would expect nothing less. What I'm wondering is, what kind of anger is this? Is this anger at Deku, or is this anger at Bakugo?
Both.
I think both. And then the question is, what kind of percentage, and how will that come out and be displayed in
more so fight? Himself.
I think so
more
as
so
well.
Himself, yeah.
I think so as well. If they ended up going the avenue of it being more anger against Deku, I would be disappointed.
Oh, well, I think the main thing is we won't be able to tell on first initial bit which part has the higher percentage.
Absolutely.
Because it will be all over the place,
But this is a great setup because, to quote a Star Wars game, battle is the purest form of expression.
Yes.
And that's especially true for someone like Bakugo. Because he's not exactly one for words, shall we say? Like, just in general,
he is smart.
He is smart. No, I'm not saying anything about his intelligence. He's a very intelligent person.
Right.
But as far as communicating with people, he much prefers action.
He did talk for a long time here. And when Deku tried to interrupt him, he was like, no, shut up and listen. Here's something that I think that people do when they need to express something. Is generally when you need to express something, it's an extreme joy, like an extremely positive emotion, or it's an extremely negative emotion.
Sure.
I think Bakugo is dealing with shame, one of the strongest negative emotions out there.
Yeah.
And generally, when I like to call back to things regarding shame, there's a specific character in an animated project called Avatar: The Last Airbender, who was dealing with the turmoil inside him. And he's like, you need to let go of your feeling of shame if you're going to move forward. And he's like, I don't feel any shame at all. I'm as proud as ever. And he's like, Zuko, pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source.
True humility is the only antidote for shame.
Right. What is Bakugo's biggest weakness, probably of all things, is his pride.
His pride. Oh, yeah.
And the thing is that a lot of people have compared the kind of the pride aspect of Bakugo to someone like Vegeta. In that there's
spiky hair must be the strongest, all that.
Right. And I think that's surface level a fun comparison. But the thing about Bakugo is that we really have to remember why he wanted to become a hero. It was not just to become the best. It was to become like All Might, because he views All Might as the best. Meaning that when he says when it's basically like "as you wish" from A Princess Bride. Whenever he's saying "as you wish," what he meant was "I love you." Whenever Bakugo says he wants to be the best, what he means is "I want to be like All Might."
Right, exactly.
So in this point, he now has a little bit of a problem. All Might is gone.
And All Might chose Deku.
Which means that in order for Bakugo to be the best, eventually he's going to have to start to be like Deku. And that breaks his internal world completely.
Talk about jealousy, like...
Yep. And the shame aspect of it comes into play when you realize this is something we talked about actually in like episodes like 10, 11, and 12, was Bakugo blames himself for what happened to All Might, because he talked about how Deku is kind of responsible for all this by All Might choosing him, and that that was why he was weakened, which is why he was taken out and all this stuff. And you're like, Bakugo, you're right. That logic is sound. The thing is though, I think Bakugo is actually more emotional than that.
Oh yeah.
I think that the reason why that he's here and the reason why he's going to be feeling a lot of shame and a lot of vulnerable, like actually like sadness, like he's probably going to expose himself in a very vulnerable way to Deku here, because he's going to be like this this is because of me, and now I have to basically say I just have to rely on you as being kind of the next step of this whole thing. I can't accept that. No.
Right. And here's the thing. The whole thing of it being Bakugo's fault goes a whole lot deeper. Because there's not just the fact of him getting captured and All Might and everyone coming to save him and that being the whole thing that happens.
We could go back to season 1.
But we could go back way back to the sludge monster.
Yep.
It's because of that that Deku basically displayed that he can be a hero, rescuing Bakugo.
Yep.
Because when Bakugo was weak, when Bakugo couldn't do anything,
it's so
when
good.
Bakugo looked like you needed help, you know, that was when Deku stepped in. That was what made All Might choose Deku.
Yep.
When Bakugo was also right there.
Yeah.
So All Might knew about Bakugo.
Oh, it's so good.
And he chose Deku. Worthless Deku.
Now remember, that's Bakugo's perspective.
Yeah. But from Bakugo's perspective, that basically means that All Might valued Deku in his own quirkless state as being more of a worthy All Might than him with his quirk.
Well, that's a thing that I think Bakugo has always accepted but not understood, is that Deku, what makes him who he is that he's passionate, is that he actually...
That he's that damn nerd, you know?
Yes, he's exactly. And I think that every time he calls him that, what he's basically kind of frustrated in is that you're the kind of person who All Might looked at and saw the person. The thing is that Bakugo, I think when he thinks about his person, is that he's aware that his person has flaws, but he's like, I don't need that in order to be the greatest hero. And in order to be like All Might, I just need to be someone that when everyone looks to, they just go, he's got it. Everything's going to be okay.
Right.
And I think that when All Might saw Deku, he saw a little bit of himself in there.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is that in some other ways, Bakugo probably never would have been chosen in any world line by All Might.
Probably not.
It doesn't matter really, even if Bakugo had the, I don't know, maybe even if he had the character, the humility. I think it's a little bit of that bias of All Might seeing someone who made the act of saving someone despite having the like the
it's the
not having the ability.
This is a bit of a out there comparison, but it's the idea of when Sam stands up to Shelob versus when Gandalf stands up to the Balrog.
Yes,
both are pretty cool, right?
And both are equally like brave.
Yeah. In their own ways.
Yeah.
But in order for it to be something of equal bravery, Gandalf had to face a fire demon.
Yes.
Whereas Sam had to face a big spider.
They're both terrifying. But it was something where, because it was, if Gandalf faced against Shelob, no one would have really called that bravery. Right.
That'd just be like, yeah, okay, Gandalf, you slam your staff and Shelob explodes, or, whatever, right?
Shines the brightest light possible.
And just runs away, right? But it's the very fact that, acting without thinking, acting when you have no idea what you're going to do. There isn't really anything that you can do yourself.
Yes.
But you act anyway. That's what being a hero means. Sacrificing yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's what Bakugo will probably never get in the state that he's in right now, is that capacity and ability literally mean nothing when it comes to being a hero.
But the thing is okay, if they did something, and they could do something, because this is something that this whole confrontation here is very much needed.
Oh yes,
they could have something where, and this would be so cool, where Bakugo ends up basically doing the equivalent where there is something where he can't do anything, and it's just, fly, you fools, right? Mm-hmm. And if they did that, I don't know how they would.
It's not going to happen here,
right? It wouldn't happen here. Yeah.
But in the future, yes.
In the future, because if they did that, however they would set it up in order to make it be possible, if they did that, that would basically be, like, in my mind, even more of the ultimate hero, act than, like, saving Shigaraki, because this is the person who was always with Deku, hated him, was the enemy,
now is being like
him.
Now
is being like him.
Yes.
And is actively saying, and it's kind of because of you.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why this fight needs to happen beyond just the getting out Bakugo's frustration and such, and also getting Deku to understand really the weight that's on his shoulders now.
Sure.
I think that Bakugo will do a really good job of communicating that, but in that Bakugo now, I think by the end of this fight, he will be able to acknowledge Deku as who he is. Maybe if he beats Deku really soundly, he'll have a little bit of a, okay, dude, you need to realize what kind of responsibility you have on your shoulders now. You can't afford to lose to me.
And that's where I think Deku could learn something from Bakugo.
Oh, yes, he will.
Because the thing is, for all of Bakugo's personality issues, right?
He
is probably the most driven character in the show.
Definitely.
It's almost stupid. Like, it's dysfunctional how driven he is, right? So if some of that were to rub off on Deku, that would be very much a good thing. Because
can you imagine them as sparring buddies?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I could totally see Bakugo basically going drill sergeant, being like, you've got all for one. Yeah, but one for all. Keep getting mixed up. But what are you doing? Come on. No slacking off. We got villains to face. Like,
I mean, I think that Bakugo potentially having an opportunity for some real mature growth here, I think would come a little bit out of left field, in that he's not going to solve
all at once.
Right, he's not going to solve all of his issues with Deku in this one fight.
Right, exactly.
But what it's going to be, what it almost has to be, what MHA has set it up to be, is that Bakugo and Deku have, I want to go back and look at openings and visuals and stuff, is something that they showed in the opening, was it showed them both looking in the same direction with All Might either out there, basically them looking towards All Might. But the thing is, All Might doesn't look like that anymore.
Right.
So that is All Might's old form. That is All Might's ideal. That is All Might's, in some ways, what he believed in. And if they both look at that, and they basically find some way to lock arms and charge towards that together, not looking at each other. This is the difference here. Them looking at each other is a little bit of a, we need to either resolve something here, or we've now finally come to terms and we can grasp hands and stuff.
Me, brother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, they need to essentially go from facing opposite ways of each other to be facing in the same direction.
Right.
So this is a step, but this is like the biggest step we've had. Probably ever.
If we ever get to see a point where Deku and Bakugo are like standing back to back against like a horde of villains, that would be one of the coolest things.
It's gonna happen.
Ever. Like, it's gonna happen. Yeah, but the thing is, it's gonna happen. But the thing is, other stories have done similar things. But here's the big difference, right?
Right.
A lot of times in those other stories, it's not properly built up to, so it doesn't feel earned, and as such, it feels kind of like a shallow, hollow contrivance victory, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas with Deku and Bakugo, they've been slow burning this one for a while, right? So
and now we're gonna have some explosive growth, is what you're saying.
Explosive growth, and then not if, but when they end up getting to that point,
right?
Assuming MHA doesn't end before that, right? It will feel so deserved, and it will feel so
earned,
so amazing.
I do think that they need to have a talk in the middle of the fight, post the fight, whatever. Basically, having the two of them be vulnerable. Now, here's the thing. One of the things that I would say is kind of a stereotypical guy thing in these type of shonen shows is that they have to get out all the angsty, angry, frustrated emotions before the tears come. Now, here's the thing. if Bakugo ever had a time to cry in front of Deku,
it would be here.
It would be right here. Because here's the thing. Bakugo is so, like you said, dysfunctionally ambitious and driven that it will actually shake Deku probably to his core. But also, there's a couple things Bakugo could say, a couple questions Bakugo could ask that will not only shake Deku to his core, but alter his course. Now, here's the thing. Bakugo, if we know anything about him, is he generally knows where to point his nose. Now, what that means is that he doesn't generally get distracted. The problem, though, is he has been getting pretty distracted with Deku. If he is able to also let go of his obsessive need to beat Deku here, because let's say he beats Deku, he doesn't beat Deku, but he just acknowledges that he could beat Deku here. But it doesn't matter. It's that, okay, are you going to be the best hero? Are you going to chase after this as fast as I am? Because if you're not, then you don't deserve this quirk.
They both break their bodies in different ways, right? But Deku specifically said at the end of season 2, keep breaking my body over and over and over, right? Yeah. And if he basically has a repeat of that line, but he's like, and for some reason he chose you. For some reason you have this and not me.
Yeah.
Right?
I do think, though, that Bakugo's angle he's going to come at is not that he wishes All Might had chose him. I think it's going to be more of a thing of... I think that's going to be there. I think, though, that the emotion behind it is going to be more so from just the place that he realizes that what's done is done. But, if you're not going to take this seriously, if you're not going to make the most of this great thing you've been given, this great gift, then you need to seriously consider just being done here. Because that's the kind of ultimatum that Bakugo kind of likes to give. But it's also the kind of thing that Deku needs to be kind of reaffirmed from someone like Bakugo. I really do, though. I want to see Bakugo's vulnerability and his emotional, I would say, capacity to be vulnerable with talking about how the whole Camino incident and a lot of maybe some previous stuff with All Might, but specifically the Camino incident, he blames himself for. There's there's a lot of the All Might stuff that I think needs to be focused on, and that, I think, being the focus of the conversation is a good mirror to how eventually they will be the ones that are still chasing after what All Might believes in. Not still, but I mean the ones mainly, the main ones chasing after that. And that's why Bakugo needed to be introduced first into the story, is not just to be a bully to spur Deku on. It's that at some point there's going to be heroes that will be chasing after All Might's ideal, and there's going to be those that aren't. And at some point, the heroes are going to need a reminder what it means to be a hero. And they're maybe have forgotten a little bit. We theorize that ideals are fickle, and people won't keep your ideals for you. And that you need someone essentially to keep them on. And you said also to daily kind of make them a reality, to daily move towards them. It's not something you can just kind of think about. You have to act on it. And I think that Bakugo and Deku will be those two heroes championing it. When people aren't. So this moment is huge. This moment is
I can't wait to see how it all goes down. It's going to be so good.
Great way to end an episode, too.
Yeah.
Especially given that, guys, we just went through this whole bit of conversation, and we didn't talk at all about the All Might, All for One.
All I can say about, because that conversation I feel like was pretty, not to slam it at all, but it was pretty stereotypical. A conversation between you and them, and you kind of, it's like, this is kind of what I expect from thinking about a conversation between them. However,
there were a couple moments.
Yeah, they were amazing.
They were really
one in
good.
particular, All Might saying, "I will never die. I cannot die," and
I got chills.
That was like, that reminded me of like the, if you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. But even better. Because, you know,
we're not dealing in mystical energy forces and stuff.
Beneath this mask is more than flesh. Beneath this mask there is an idea, Mr. Greedy.
Yes.
And ideas are bulletproof. You know, like All Might can't die. Like, he can die now, but you
he's
know,
already transcended.
Yeah.
You know,
to quote Kamina,
everything. He's become an idea.
A man doesn't die when he's killed. A man dies when he is forgotten. And All Might will never be forgotten.
Pretty much, no.
Like
never.
So
yeah, there were also some specific lines that I kind of need to go back and rewatch in order to get exactly, but All For One used some very cutting verbiage.
Oh yeah.
And when I go back and probably analyze those, I'll have some interesting things to say, because All For One has this part about him that I call petty. Now, here's the thing.
Most villains are.
It's not that he wants vengeance on All Might. He said basically that, I think I actually am starting to remember now. He said basically that there was an aspect of his dream that was infinite until he came along, and then it became finite.
Oh yeah.
And he realized why he needed a successor. Now, here's the thing.
That was so good.
Here's the thing. That almost sounds like, on some level, that he didn't become afraid for his own life. He became afraid of being forgotten. And here's the thing. If we basically boil down All For One, the reason for all this stuff he's done, he never seems to, at least from what we've seen of him, have this kind of grandiose talk about, I'm trying to take over the world. And all this. It seems like he is just the kind of person that wants to have left a mark.
Those words were in my mind.
Yep. And the thing is that that's one of the most basic human mortal thoughts that we have.
Oh yeah, because who doesn't want to leave a mark?
Well, no. See, like, who doesn't want to be remembered?
Right.
The thing is, when you want to leave a mark, that's when you actually feel entitled enough to real estate on this earth, or real estate in people's minds, that this piece cannot be removed. This piece must remain.
Okay.
When I say a mark, I mean like a milestone. I mean like something blazoned in marble, something that is in memoriam, that stands the test of time. And I think that that's where All For One is like probably one of the most going to be one of the most personal villains when they go deeper into him a little bit more, is that he became afraid of death and then became afraid of being forgotten once he realized that, oh yeah, I can stave off death. That was easy. Right. But then he evolved into eventually I'm going to fade away.
Yep.
And this guy, who I think in my mind to be the biggest hypocrite of them all, is doing exactly what I want, but he's actually succeeding.
Right, he's doing it better.
Yeah. So it's this ain't there's a bad joke about this being an arms race that I'm trying to think of. I don't remember the line, but it's almost like he's in an arms race or in a memorial, in a make my mark race.
I think All For One wins on the arms race because, like, when they fought, his arm was way bigger than All Might's. I'm just saying, you know?
Okay. Like, I don't have much more to say other than that, but I'm going to go back and analyze that conversation because there were a couple things that All For One said that made me think of something. Made me think of a couple things.
All right.
And I like the toga bit. I'm going to go back and take some notes. But anyways, do you have anything you want to say about the conversation's specific highlights?
Not really. I mean,
you really highlighted your favorite one. I will not die.
Yeah. Like that. That I would say is that, and then the whole thing of the dream that became finite. You know, first the I will not die, and then the dream that became finite. Those two are really the only things that in my mind, really matter from the conversation, because everything else is something that, in my mind, I already figured would happen if they ever sat down and talked.
Sure.
Like we know that All For One is planning on breaking out. Cool. I'm glad they're not like
they haven't ended All for One.
They haven't ended All for One. That makes me very happy because I would be disappointed if they had. Like that would be one of those things that, like, okay, in a D&D campaign setting, like that just wouldn't make sense. Like the villains would be like, okay, if we can get All for One back, we basically win because All Might's gone now. So that would, you'd think that'd be high on their agenda.
But it's I think it's still an arms race, literally, because now it's the can Deku grow fast enough before All for One breaks out of prison.
And Bakugo will probably be very helpful with that in his own special way.
In growing Deku, yes, I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But oh my gosh, guys.
Good episode.
MHA, I think in this one episode reaffirmed to me why it's a fantastic show. Whereas in the last few episodes, I had actually been really wondering, like, did MHA peak around 311? Around 311, 312?
How could you blame them if they had? But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you wonder. And like this whole fight that's coming with Deku and Bakugo,
I feel like this is going to take it into the stratosphere.
It's going to be another one of those MHA moments, like the tournament arc, like 210, like 311, like the season 1 finale,
like 1-3 or 1-2.
Yeah.
1 through 1-3.
The whole first 3 episodes of season 1, Yeah.
Guys, MHA is about to come out swinging. Yeah. And Bakugo is about to come out swinging. And Deku and Bakugo are going to tear up that that training course area.
Yep. I wonder if they'll attract the attention of any of the people at the actual places, because even if they're out of sight and everything, it's gonna be loud.
It's gonna be loud. Sound travels. Explosions.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah, the question is, who's going to find them?
Is Aizawa just going to be like, all right, enough of this? Or is he going to be like, oh, I've been waiting for this to happen?
Or is it going to be a student that, like, saw Deku, coming out of bed and stuff, and they're going to be like, they're going to be watching or something like that.
Sure, yeah. Okay, this is a weird thought that I had, and probably a weird note to end the discussion for this on, because we're basically to the end. But Toga can look like people. Does that mean that... Oh, no. But she can't take quirks.
Oh, no.
But does that mean she takes the heteromorphic aspects of the people, right? Because, so, if that's the case... if she got some of Invisible Girl's blood, would she just become invisible? And then we have to think about these things.
Why does every quirk get thrown up against the... if Invisible Girl metric?
I'm just saying, because also no one would be able to know that there's 2 Invisible Girls. How would they know? She could just take off her clothes and then it's like, oh, Invisible Girl's over there, but then she just puts on gloves somewhere else and suddenly, there you go.
I don't know, Jacob. I don't know. Wait a minute, would she even be able to find Invisible Girl's blood?
Oh, it'd be very tough. Like she'd have to cut her with a knife and then lick the knife, even though she didn't see anything on the knife or something like that. But it could work.
Well, wait a minute, hold on, yeah, because that's the thing. Is Invisible Girl's quirk heteromorphic? Because it is her quirk.
Well, and she did the reflective thing, so it might not be. Or it might be heteromorphic, but then that's like an aspect of like the whole thing,
I would say no. She cannot take the quirk itself, but that's a way that she can get screwed up, is that Toga could take the appearance of someone like...
that's supposed to be invisible, and then we finally know what the Invisible Girl looks like?
That's the next thing I thought you were going to say. But... no, someone like there was that one villain that had like multiple appendages or something like that. Yeah. Would be the appendages would be there, but they just wouldn't be able to be used.
Right, like how does that work? Because there are these things where it's like, okay, they're quirks and like they don't exactly match up with like physics and all that stuff. But where is the line?
Save us, Jacob. Guys, this was a fantastic MHA episode. This was an amazing MHA episode, and it's leading up again into probably another amazing MHA episode. So guys, if you want to watch, sorry, we're doing timers now. Right. So we don't have anything special to offer on Patreon specifically for MHA, but if you want to get involved in the discussion side of things, any level of support gets you access on our Patreon to the Discord. I know how to speak here. But we're also doing events coming up very soon for the Discord factions that are a thing. So if that interests you as well, check out link in the description below.
Yes.
And we'll see you all later. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.